working. All right, microphone is good. All right, let's get set up here. All right, yo peeps, what's up? All right, camera's there. As usual, my workflow's words are making it look all kinds of wonky. See if anyone sent me the message. It's like no one did, so let's make a slight change to my deck first, and then hop into a game. Alright, let's see, modern version 5. So, one thing that I was thinking to myself, having Ugin the Spirit Dragon show up more often would be a win, in my book. So if I play 3 Ugin the Spirit Dragons, I can always count on turn 4 Ugin. Because I've seen so many cards that there's a high possibility that I'm going to run into it. The downside to that is it's expensive. So I'm kind of going in between if I should add a copy of it to my deck or not. I think what I might end up doing instead is adding a Sandra the Flamecaller, which costs 2 mana less, and taking Manamorphos out. I'm just looking here, trying to see if there's any other Planeswalkers that end the game by themselves and can board wipe. Go Bolas. Godfarrow is pretty good, but it's 8 mana cost, the same as Ugin, and it does not board wipe. Bolas Planeswalker, same as Ugin, does not board wipe. Razorek usually fits in here pretty good. I think just the fact that he can untap lands, though, is what's gonna make him be the Planeswalker that I choose here. So I guess Nicol Bolas Planeswalker it is. Correction. Either Sandra the Flamecaller or Razorek. Right now, how the meta is, I'm thinking Razorek is the right choice. Correction. Sandra the Flamecaller is the right choice. I played with Razorek in this deck for so long that it actually feels like it's missing a part of it without him in it. Because there's no way for me to take... I guess there is a way for me to take infinite turns, but it's not as reliable. Or I could do another Nahiri. I think Sandra the Flamecaller is just better than Nahiri. Nahiri also helps with card draw. She exiles Blood Moon. She gets rid of tapped creatures regardless of how strong they are. Okay, I've talked myself into adding Nahiri instead. Alright, let's add a Nahiri. Let's export this. Tron Walkers V5. Let's see if this works. 5.1. Okay. Let's go ahead and upload that to Stream Decker real quick, just to make sure I'm using my up-to-date deck list on here. Okay, browse. Okay, so that's current deck. Alright, Stream Decker should be updated pretty soon. Alright, let's hop into this Modern League. So, the reason why I'm doing a Modern League today, I would love to do this challenge, but I can't. Super qualifier. I don't know about all that. Let's see, I need to go to Modern League. Alright, let's see. Yeah, best to recognize some of the big names here. Alright, let's go. Do I have event tickets? I think I've used all my event tickets. That's the case, that's good. Now I can go to play points. Alright, so now we're over to play points here. I'm in the league with Tron Walkers version 5.1. Let's see how we do. Okay, 1,300 people in the queue. A little bit above average. I think 1,100-ish is average. 1,200-ish. So definitely have a lot of people queued up tonight. And let's see, we have a lot of upcoming people with trophies. Okay, the trophy list has gotten tremendously larger. Let's see, September. Looks like September is like the last time anyone really earned a single trophy. Okay, I found an opponent. Let's go. Alright, let's hope we get matched up with somebody good here. Okay, my guy, good luck, have fun. Wow. Modal seems very responsive today. I am not keeping this hand, I'm at mulligan. I'm absolutely keeping this hand. I can get rid of my Fury. But not knowing what my opponent's playing, I'll say doubling season is the right call. Because if I can go into turn 3 kind of liberated. Okay, my opponent's playing Burn. First opponent for the day, someone playing Burn. Let's see if we can dig ourselves out of this one. Monastery, so Spear. At least it'll be a quick game though. Opt, so blue-red Burn, so they're actually playing Sprite Dragons and stuff. And Stormwing Entity probably. Make sure I take my hand after that skip button so I don't accidentally skip my turn for some crazy reason or something. Okay, not what I wanted to see. I guess I have one more option to redraw and see what I get. I think I'll leave that green mana option open for next turn. Let's see, power plant. Guess I'll get the tower because I won't. Oh man, maybe if I had used it, I would have drawn into 7 scrying, but then I still wouldn't have been able to cast a 7 scrying, so that would have done me absolutely no good. Alright, so I think we have one turn here to see if we make it out of this. I also feel like my opponent had a little bit of a slow start because they didn't play the Sprite Dragon, which saves the counters from casting spells. Has 3 mana on the field now, which means that if I do end up getting turn 3 Tron and I cast Karn Grave Creator and then I end up casting Trinisphere, I'll actually not set my opponent back too much. Also, they're going off here with Lava Dart. And they're about to second land the Sprite Dragon. Storming Entity. He's probably not going to flash back the Lava Dart yet though, because he wants the Storming Entity to get +1/+1 next turn. So he'll choose to wait. But I think for sure, if I go to their next turn, I am going to die. Unless I find something. Okay, so I'm taking 4 damage here, so I'm at 11 lives now. I'm not really what I wanted to see here. I'll have to risk it though. Alright, come on. Do I get Tron online? Cascading Cataracts. Interplanar Beacon. I'll take the Interplanar Beacon just because it allows me to gain life. Cancel, not what I meant to cast. That's this one. I almost want to use it again, but even if I use it and I get 7 scrying or ancient strings, I can do nothing this turn. Three triggers for Prowess. I'm probably dead here. Light up the Sage, all 3 are gonna trigger again. So I'm already taking 5, 8, 14 damage. So here, just not quick enough against this opponent. But it happens. So against the opponent, we know we want Whirlpool Engine in. Also want Platinum Angel in. Sundering Titan in. Silent Arbiter in. Trinisphere we're gonna leave on the side, maybe Walking Ballista in. Relic I think is just gonna be a little too slow here. Alright, so let's see. I need to take out 4 cards. So Architect of Thought, not gonna win any games here. Doubling Season, obviously going down on that because we have less Planeswalkers in here. The Hiri, since we have multiple of them. Okay, 61 cards is what I'm at now. I think I'll also go down on Doubling Season again. So I can go down on Walkers again and not feel too bad about doing that. Let's see, some tested King Kilowaka for 2 damage. Here you can exile them. Tamio does no good. So I'm going to choose to put Relic in here just because I can get rid of Lava Dive potentially. Also, it's an early turn card that allows me to draw 1 more. Exiling Graveyard, so that's pretty good. Alright, so here, drawing to pretty much Natural Tron. But instead of going to Tron, we're going to be going to Natural Nahiri, pretty much. As funny as that sounds. My opponent might be mulliganing here for a Blood Moon. If that's the case, that's awesome for us because we don't care about what color mana we have. Once both of Nissa hits the battlefield. Okay, what are you playing here? Swift Spear. To be expected. Opponent has 5 cards in hand now at this point. Let's go ahead and sack this for a green. Let's get both out there. Okay. Let's see, I have a power plant in hand already. Let's get another power plant out. Let's get a power plant out here. If I put on my expedition map, I'm afraid if I smash to smithereens. But I think that would slow my opponent down just as much as it would me. Either way, though, it's the best play that I have. It's the absolutely most influential play that I can do. Mutagenic Growth. I think he's playing a Storming Entity again. Yep. So I'm gonna take 4 damage to the face this turn. Like I can go get a tower here, but there's nothing I can do until the next turn, really. And so, because I don't want my Tron land to get destroyed, say the best play is to put power plant or mine down. So opponent's gonna attack me this turn. And if I'm not dead, I can somewhat make a comeback. If I am dead, then it's game. So I'm taking 6 damage so far. Seven, 8 damage so far. 9 damage. 6, 10. Then he can flashback both lava darts and win the game. So opponent definitely did not miss a beat here. Feels bad, but it happens. Like, there's really, playing Tron, there's almost nothing that I could do against that unless I'm, like, playing on my deck is directly suited to go against Burn. Which then means that I'm a lot weaker to a lot of the other things in the meta, so... it's a hard loss, but I have to accept it. Okay. Let's log in down here. Alright, let's definitely keep this hand. Let's see, what do we not need? Of course we're gonna need the map, tower plant on the map. Okay, let's get rid of this excess power plant here. In a way, I want to say it feels bad to just go against Burn. Like, it shows you, you know, absolutely how much there's a need for creativity in Magic the Gathering. Like, oh my gosh, man. Everybody playing Prowess Burn? Why? Let's get this out here. I'm just gonna go ahead and fetch here because I see a power plant. Let's go get a mine. Can't believe it though, man. Everybody's playing Burn. Let's update my stream title here. Metamorphose. This is almost frustrating. I have exactly 4 life left. And there's nothing in my hand that I can play to get out of this. Opponent has 1 card in hand. If I had an Oath out, I could use Nahir and get rid of the Storm and Storm is Sprite Dragon, not Storm Entity. If I had 2 turns, I would be ultimating Jace for sure there. Oh my goodness, man. But Jace is too slow. Platinum Angel's in, Wormcoil is in, Silent Arbiter is in because it makes less things attack me, which means that gives me more time to potentially mount to defense. 1 doubling season out, Architect of Thought out, Tamio out. I think I'll just run it with this list. I'll leave the Titan in here for what's the name for Karn. That way, if he ends up getting transferred off, he can do a three-part combo: Liquid Metal, Trinisphere, then Titan, then Liquid Metal to finish it all up. Oh man. I definitely cannot keep this in. He also mulligan cards as well. Let me mulligan again. Can the game. 6 cards in hand. Let's keep this hand. Alright, so of course we're gonna need to get Tron online on turn 3. So we're gonna need all those cards. With 2 cards at the bottom. So since it's 2 cards, obvious choices. So turn 3 Trinisphere is what I'm looking forward to try to save my life here. Oof. Feels bad though. I'm hoping that my opponent didn't keep a hand with too many lands in it. I need to go get a line. If he does not play a land here, that'd be amazing. But too much to wish for, I guess. Too much to wish for. Oh my gosh. Cleansing Wildfire as well. What's he targeting? Hopefully my tower. Nice. Very nice. I have another tower in hand, so that's cool. Means that if I draw into an Oath of Ness, I'm not in a bad position. I think I'm gonna do Walking Ballista for 1 here. Just to block some damage and give my opponent something else to target. You know, this is the most interaction I can do early game. A Walking Ballista for 1. It's pretty hilarious. Okay, Manamorphose. Alright, you're ramping into good things. Added mana for Stormwing Entity, so chooses to play that. Yep, and absolutely does. Surprise 2. So I just stopped on the block phase here and the damage step. Block. Okay, now my turn. And I'm gonna have to hope this is enough to slow him down to where he targets Karn versus me. He only has 2 lands in play, so once I use Trinisphere, it should stop him from casting spells for maybe 1 turn. I should have played my Expedition map before playing Trinisphere. But then again, I was so happy to get Trinisphere out, I just couldn't help myself but make all the bad plays. Okay, so he can cast 1 spell. Sprite Dragon. So 2 to me and 3 to Kyan. Yep. Well, and this will change things a lot in my favor. Let's see. If I use the 3 for that, go and get Cascading Cataracts. I'll actually be down on mana, so I can't do that. I have to just go with Coil Engine here. I want to go get Cascading so I can cast Nicol Bolas here. That's the main reason why. Opponent's probably trying to think of a way around this now, because me gaining life should be something that sets them back. But they have 2 flying creatures, so regardless, I'm taking 4 damage in the air. The main thing is next turn I can attack. The only way my opponent can stop me from gaining life is if they block with their Swift Spear. Then after they block with their Swift Spear, they use a Lightning Bolt or something to kill it. And then I gain 1 life. Upgrade. Which one is he destroying? Trinisphere is what he's destroying. Okay. And destroying Trinisphere is not necessarily a bad thing for me here. Block. Can't block that. So I take 6 damage. Mutagenic growth. So I'm at, oh my gosh. I'm at 1 life. Oh man, this is kind of ridiculous. So regardless, I'm gonna be dead from just these 2 creatures next turn. Sprite Dragon is more deadly. You know what? Let's go ahead and attack here first. Got 5 life. I have to play Bolas, so obviously playing Bolas here and killing Sprite Dragon is the best thing I could do. I'll take 3 to use that, so I'll have exactly 5 mana left over. So I can't draw my top card to see what comes next. Alright, let's see what we get here. So Cascading Cataracts is the card to get. Because it's literally the only thing that keeps us alive at this point. I really wanted to see what was on top, but I can't count on top deck to save my life at this point. Let's see, red, 3 blacks on blue. I think if I had had a Congrade Trader here and I used an Ensnaring Bridge, it would have given me some phenomenal results. I know my opponent's hand is just stacked with 1-cost spells too. Feels bad. Next turn I'm taking at least 4 damage, 5, 6 damage. I'm casting 1 spell. Oh. So that's already 5 damage on board. Alright, so lose 2 games to burn back to back. But not a surprise, we're playing Tron after all. Can't win all the games. I'll be happy if I get anything besides the burn at this point. It's like everyone got mythic tokens and they forgot how to play every other deck besides burn. Like on my end too, I haven't kept bad hands or anything. I've kept fairly decent hands. But there's just no way for me to interact with the burn so fast. Just scrolling through the list here and seeing when was the last time somebody earned a trophy. And they only have one. Okay, December. Oh, they earn them every day apparently. Okay, let's go. Oh, that was January 2020. Okay, hopefully this guy is not playing another burn deck. Alright, I'll keep this hand. Maybe Tron on turn 3, maybe Tron on turn 5. The only thing that's for sure is they'll eventually get the Tron. Maybe. I will not respond back. I find it to be kind of rude sometimes, but maybe they just don't have fingers so they can't type as well. I had to think about that a lot before I said it, because if they don't have fingers so they can't type as well, then how are they clicking the mouse? But it's kind of easy to click a mouse using another extremity. Typing, on the other hand, though, I think that requires some skill. Okay, opponent's taking forever here to make some plays. Let's see. Apparently some other people are streaming as well. Blue-black prowess burn. No, they tapped for blue. Opt. Serum visions. No, well, I was only off by 1 spell. My opponent said they remember me. Okay, nice. I got Tron online. Let's go and put that out and put this up. Okay. So opponent remembers me, that's pretty cool. Downside to that is it might mean that now they've sideboarded stuff against me and they completely understand how to play against my deck. So that could potentially be bad. So opponent here is taking a while to make plays. I kind of don't understand it. Let's see. The last time we played a week ago, I was like, okay, I'm gonna say taking Karn is the best option here because I already have a Planeswalker I can combo off with. Okay, my turn now. I'm just gonna have to start off here by exiling lands. Like, there is no other choice. I'm partially expecting a remand here. Well, let's go get Karn Great Creator out here and see if it resolves. At this point in time, I'm just baiting my opponent for counter spells. Like if I go get Trinisphere, okay, counter it that. Ancestral Visions. So they're playing a straight up counter deck. Let's get this out here. Alright, let's see what's coming up next. If I see a forest, then I can correct the other one as well. No forest, I have to keep it. If I draw into a tower, or any other Tron land that I'm set to play Dublin Season and Ultimate on the same turn. If not, then I have to figure something else out. Same with the tested. Everything is telling me here that I should go for combo, so let's try to draw into a land here again. Oh, what's up, Nissa? What's up, Nissa does absolutely nothing for me here. But I guess I can go ahead and play the Oath. My opponent missed the land drop again. So let's try to get lands here at this point. Okay, so if I get the mana, I'll be at 8 mana. I'll go get the forest and try to combo off, bait out some more counter spells maybe. Then, depending on what my opponent does, next turn I'll be completely set to play Karn Liberated without fear of being countered. Nice, so that resolved. So next turn, definitely casting 2 Planeswalkers is going to be what gives me the most value. I'm thinking Tamio first. Just because Tamio can allow me to cast other walkers for free as well. So does the opponent fall for the Tamio? Granted, at this point in time, I think I'm pretty much done comboing, so there's not much that they can do. I think he just got mana screwed. Ancestral Visions is in the exile zone as well because he used the cast Force Negation. Okay, he conceded. Okay, so obviously opponent's playing counter spells. And lots of them. I'm gonna say leaving Relic on the sideboard is the best option. Trinisphere is also good. But I don't think Trinisphere will have as much value as when I'm going against red decks. I think Sundering Titan for sure can be in. Tamio I think can be out here. Because she's just a little too slow. Okay, what else? Don't know exactly what else my opponent's doing here. I'm gonna assume that they're gonna be countering a bunch of spells. I could put Time Temporal Gateway in, but that's just another target for them to counter. Granted, if they don't counter it, then I can just sneak whatever I want into play, which would be amazing. Hmm. Okay, let's see. I think I'll just run it like this. So the main goal is going to be to destroy their lands. That's the main goal of this game right now. Okay, since I have Karn on turn 3 possibly, I'm gonna take everything else that slows me down beyond that and put them to the side for turn 3 Karn is the goal. Come on, opponent, cast something. Simmons Spray Guide. As foretold. Blood Moon. So Blood Moon comes out, Power Plant, Tower. I'll have Natural Tron, so since I'll have Natural Tron, that's not something to worry about anymore. Let's go get him. Yeah, let's get an Oath out there. Okay, Kind Great Creator. The better Planeswalkers that we can wish for at this point in time. Let's also go ahead and get a Miner here. And pass turn. So opponents locked out of having green mana, which is good for us. They only have red and blue. So red and blue, no green, which is good. At least so far. Might be more good for them than for us, but might be better for them than for us. I don't know where I got more good from. Let's get this out here. Let's get Kind Great Creator out here, because obviously we know that they play counter spells. You know, we gotta give them some bait here and there. The Charm, counter on us up H2. Electro Dominance. Let's restore balance. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. Okay. Choose 2 cards in your hand. Click them to discard the rest. Oh no. So I need to draw into a Planeswalker here and hope that he does not have a counter spell. Or if he does, then I need to draw into 2 Planeswalkers. Okay, well, the miss is not bad. At least it lets me fetch for a Planeswalker-ish. Nicol Bolas Dragon God. I would say keeping the big man is good, but potentially wins the game next turn. I don't see how my opponent's gonna win here. Is Gargadon exiled? Okay, Greater Gargadon or whatever his name is not exiled. 3 spells in hand. I am gonna say keeping Karn is the best option here. Because at least I can cast him this turn. And I know now not to rely on trying to draw into Nicol Bolas, so let's go fetch something here. Let's go get a Trinisphere. Or maybe he's gonna do it through the breach to try to attack. If Just through the breach to attack, and Snaring Bridge is the best option. I think he needs 5 mana for through the breach, so next turn he has 5 mana. Let's go get something else as well. Let's go get Liquid Metal Coating. And then let's play in Snaring Bridge. If he's doing through the breach, he should counter that. Does not counter it. Force of Negation counters my Liquid Metal Coating. Gargadon entered the exile zone, so it is Gargadon. Titan is 8. That's 2, 4, 5. Now let's go get something else. Alright, let's see. Restore balance costs 0. Electro Dominance is 2 X's and nothing. So let's get Trinisphere. This would cause my, let's see, restore balance. Lands. Creatures discard. Creatures and discarding cards are all this affects really restore balance. But if I use a Trinisphere, it should lock restore balance off. Because then my opponent would actually have to pay the cost for it. Okay. I think he might be doing restore balance now. Oh, he's making me discard my hand. Oh, sacrificing all his lands. Alright, let's just skip through this turn. So literally, I think, choose a land you control. I get to choose just one land to keep. Let's keep. I think I have to keep this land. At 17 minutes, there at 18 minutes. I've seen 2 towers already. I think I have to go with the tower. I just have to go with the tower. I'm going with the forest. Suspend. I think now when Gargadon tries to get casted, it won't cast. Because it's in exile. And once the counters go down, then... Let's see. My opponent can sacrifice permanents they control, so the counters on this go down. Artifact, creature, or land. Only artifact, creatures, and lands. I'm not gonna make Ensnaring Bridge into a creature. On the flip side, I can make my Trinisphere into a creature and then attack with it. Oops. Ouch. I missed my attack phase there. Oh well, that happens. I just didn't put a stop on it. Ouch. Since I made this into a creature, it's now vulnerable to another restore balance, but my opponent cannot cast it. Okay. Let's see what. I guess I could do a worm coil engine. Draft digger's cage. Libraries and graveyards. Torp wharf. Planar bridge. Maybe a Thorn Temporal Gateway is the best option here. Yes, I can't use Thorn Temporal Gateway because it costs 4 mana to use it. Something that costs 3 mana. Rocking Ballista is the only option. That's kind of wonky. Interaction there between the two. Okay, so I can't do anything there. I have to wait until I have 6 lands in order to cast Walking Ballista, which is not what I was expecting. Let's see, I can keep going up on lands here. Let's use this to make this here into a creature. This time, let's not miss attack phase. In combat. Oh, it can't attack. That's why I missed my combat step the other time. Let's go fetch a land. Defender Beacon, Forest. That's getting cataracts. Tower's already out. Let's get a power plant. I'm just gonna keep it in hand though. And last turn. Our opponent has 2 lands as well. Now I have 3 cards in my hand. I'm gonna say the safest thing to do though is to just get the Thorn Temporal Gateway. Where is it? Play my land. Put that out, and then pass turn. So I have 2 cards in hand at this point. So if the Greater Gargadon does come out, or whenever it does come out, it'll just destroyed. Alright, let's tap these 4. Let's get Ugin the Spirit Dragon out here. And can't win the game right now, but let's ultimate him and see what we get. Okay. Alright, let's go look at the cards. So, yeah, let me go ahead and reveal my hands. Like, if my opponent had not given up, they wouldn't have lost the game this turn. They would have lost the next turn, maybe, because of Jace, but definitely not this turn. Let's see what I would have drawn after that. I can't draw any more cards. Okay, well. That was a win against Restore Balance. Let's see what opponent we get next. Mm. So I'm waiting now, just go ahead and update these scores. 1, 2. I don't know why I'm wearing these. I wasn't even listening to music that time. Oh, come on, opponents. I use that. Alright, okay, found a match. Nice. I was about to go check out my Twitch stream or something. Learn something new about my stream. Good luck, have fun. We're going against Doom. I'm not keeping this hand. Definitely keeping this hand. Putting Sam at the tested back. Opponent says absolutely nothing back so far. I'm assuming since they played that land, they are playing the good deck. So they are playing Uros and Primeval Titans and Field of the Deads and anything else crazy overpowered in the format. Mystic Sanctuary, there we go. Number 1 card right there, Mystic Sanctuary. Look, Field of the Dead. It's almost like I've seen this deck before. Alright, let's see. I got a tower, power plant, natural Tron. Let's give my opponent some false hope here. Right, hit me with the fortune negation because you know you want to do it. There you go. Good job, opponent. Good job. You know how to use your overpowered spells. Now you just need to go fetch you a Mystic Sanctuary to back it up and put this bad boy back into your hand and you will have made all the good plays. All the good plays. Alright, let's put this out here since we draw into another one of the Mighty Man himself. Let's go ahead and put him out there. Alright, opponent. Go ahead and shock yourself one more time if you know you want to. This time it'll be a paid force of negation probably. Alright, opponent, you wanna hit me with the force? Bam, just like that. Force and negation. Almost like I've seen their deck played before. Alright, so they got 3 cards in hand. A Ren and 6. Bringing Flooded Strand back to hand. Playing Flooded Strand. Gonna go search for Mystic Sanctuary to put the Force of Negation back on top of the library, most likely. Alright, so since my opponent's playing the good deck, wondering what to do here. Like, doubling season is always a play that can be made, but for right now, my opponent's playing the good deck. Let's play the good deck back with them. Oh, okay, they didn't have counterspells that time. That's unfortunate. Not really. I'm super stoked about it. Let's exile a card from their hand. I think that actually is the most value here. Because if I can get them to no cards in hand, then they are going to be in a world of hurt. Pass to exile. Had no value to me. Because I don't run creatures. But I'll take it. Let's just skip until my main phase. My opponent can use Ren and 6 and snipe my card liberated for 1. So gotta be weary of the 1 damage. Okay, brought Scar back to hand again. That's 2, 4, 5 lands that he has out on the battlefield. He needs to have 7. Let's go ahead and exile, Feel of the Dead. Taps it for mana, I change phases. So we added one colorless mana to his mana pool. Let's go ahead and change phases. You know, make life a little difficult for the opponent. It's like, I know you're playing counters. Okay, now obviously playing Doubling Season is gonna be the play here. Let's go sacrifice this. Green, see what we draw into. Tamio, that's nice. So next turn I can play Tamio as well. I'll be able to play Tamio or Nahiri, but not both. Mystic Sanctuary, here's my opponent, you know, bring back the force to the hand, because, or I should say force to the top of their library. It's specific and very clear here. Are they going to play a Growth Spiral? Growth Spiral. So now we're going to know one card in their hand. It's a Force of Negation. So they have a force in hand. So next turn they're gonna have two cards in hand. Force of Negation being one of them, and a mystery card. I think they're gonna... Oh, another Mystic Sanctuary again? Oh my goodness. No. Olmoth comes out. Locus of Creation. Nice. They're gonna deal 4 damage to card liberated here. Or maybe they want Karn to exile something and then he does it. He fetches and kills Karn. Nope. No hesitation. Opponent here knows what they are doing. They are a professional Olmoth control player. Like, the tiers normally this high, they're like up here. I'm saying making those 200 IQ plays right there. Look at that. Bouncing Doubling Season back to my hand too. Is that the play, opponent? So we're making all the good plays before anything else happens. Mystic Sanctuary comes out again just like I predicted. So he can draw into it with Growth Spiral, which bounces Doubling Season back to hand. Did 4 damage to Karn just like I anticipated. Let's go ahead here and make him exile a card from hand. He's probably going to use Growth Spiral here. We know they have a Force of Negation in hand. They cannot cast Force while they don't have another card in hand, so that should lock up the win for us here pretty good. Force should be the card that they drew off the top of their library. Well, no, it's not a Teferi. Let's go ahead and sack this for a green. Nice, still going up on mana. Let's go ahead and play that. Let's get the Doubling Season out there. Now let's do this for a red and a white. And then 3. Let's get Nahiri out here. Should have no way to counter this. He's probably trying to hope that I mess up here. Let's go get the big man out here himself, Emrakul. Put this man in his place. See who the real big man is here. Alright, let's go ahead and attack And the opponent conceded. Let's see what I would draw into next. Last zone, Karn, and then a bunch of stuff to get Tron online, and yeah. Okay, alright, one win against the good deck. Against Olmath, Real Control. I don't even know what to consider. It's just like a deck. I guess Earl Pals is the politically correct name. Alright, let's see. What can we sideboard out here? Obviously, my opponent's playing the good deck. Thundering Titan is very good against the good deck. Besides Thundering Titan, though, there are no real other cards that stand out. I know Relic stands out for, getting cards out of his graveyard, so he can't bring the good card back to life, which is Uro. Same thing for Graph Digger's Cage. So I guess I can put one of them in my deck, and the card of choice is going to be Relic. Now, to take two things out of my deck, I am going to choose, like I usually do, a Doubling Season and another Planeswalker. I'm thinking here Tamiyo, because they can still counter Tamiyo. And they have Jace locked as well. So I think I'll actually do Jace. Because if they have a Teferi in play, they lock Jace out completely. But Tamiyo allows me to cast spells at whatever point in time in the game, so it cannot be locked out. The Heries are still good because they can exile the good cards, the Almath and Uros. Alright, let's start this up and see how we do. Okay. Alright, opponent. I know you're using the good deck. I'm using a good deck as well. Yep, I'm gonna keep this hand. I think I would be crazy if I said I didn't want to keep this hand. This hand looks like Tron on turn 3 and then Mystery up. Mystery after that. Let's go ahead and put Relic out there. Let's see if he counters the Relic. He's playing the good deck. Let's see if he makes the good counters. Not fun? He said not fun. I guess it's not fun if you don't win. Two is to pass until I can respond, I think. Alright. I like this person 2 option. I like it. Keeps the opponent's graveyard squeaky clean while also ensuring that I never miss tapping my Relic. Let's skip until I can respond again. Growth Spiral, skip. Now they're gonna have counter spells online. Alright, let's give them something to counter, shall we? Let's give them something that we don't need at first. Alright, opponent, take the bait. Take the bait, take the bait, take it, take it, take it, take it. I think they're gonna take it. Ooh, see that? Cryptic Command. Okay, let's exile a card from their library real quick. Growth Spiral is gone. Cryptic Command is in there. Alright. Now they assume that we don't have Tron Online. Little do they know. This good deck assembles Tron on turn 3. Most of the time, all the time. Alright, let's see if he ends up playing Omas here. Could be a very real possibility. If he does, though, he will not have any mana on tap, which I think is kind of sketchy on their part. So I'm expecting maybe Brennan 6 is good as well. He's gonna go get the land. But that means next turn I get to exile his Cryptic from his grave. Unless he plays the land this turn to get Mystic Sanctuary so he can put Cryptic back on tap, which he does not do. Alright, let's go ahead and make him exile a card from his library, his graveyard again. Do you want to save the Cryptic? Nope. Alright, let's make the good deck do what the good deck does. Tron Online. Let's see if he counters an Oath. No counters on Oath, that's good. Got a Samet the Tested here and a Karn Liberated. I think I'm gonna get Samet the Tested here maybe. Because at least it leaves me with some mana open. Any order. And let's put this out here. Alright, let's go get a green. Let's go get Dublin Season. After all, my opponent loves it when I cast a spell. Alright, opponent, there's the bait. Are you gonna take it? You might not take it because it has Teferi in hand, so... No, they always draw Teferi. Always draw Teferi. I'm not worried about it because of Teferi. Or maybe he's waiting to Cryptic a spell that I cast and then bounce it back to my hand. Or just use the Teferi. So they have 6 cards in hand here. They're very, very dangerous for a control deck. You want to go fetch here. I don't think he'll be getting Mystic Sanctuary until there are counter spells in his graveyard. So Omas or Uro here is what I expect. I didn't quite expect him to fetch that land so quickly. Uro comes to play. That also means though that next turn I get to exile the good card. Field of the Dead comes out. This Field of the Field of the Dead is out. I know for a fact my opponent has Force in hand. So because they have Force in hand, the only thing for me to bet on here is to draw into another Planeswalker. So let's go use this for a green first. So I need 2 Planeswalkers in order to win this game. I'm gonna say they can't win the game. Decisions. I can go draw into a card. Let's see, that's 3, 6, 9, 10 mana is what I have available. So I can use Relic, no problem. Make him exile a card from his library and see if he responds by doing something. So Uro's gone. I could just go ahead and cast another Dublin Season. So that way there's no way he can bounce both. test. I want to test it here first. Should get countered. It's not bait, but knowing my opponent, I expect it to get countered. Force of negation. Okay. I will not be able to have 1 mana left over, so I can keep it open for elixir here. So I think I'm just gonna do away with the elixir altogether. I could do this. I could just go up on lands. Or in this case, go up to Cascading Cataracts. Our last on Cascading Cataracts. I've already played a land for this turn. Now I have Relic mana open. Now I'm skipping on so that I can respond. Okay, let's see. Cycles. So we chose not to play a land there. I'm not afraid of one zombie hitting me. Just probably thinking about my relic here. Come on, opponent. Another Field of the Dead. They play a Ghost Quarter. Okay, so 2 zombies are gonna be swinging at me then. Destroying my tower. He's gonna try to do the Renin 6 lock with Ghost Quarter, so let's stop that right now. Yeah, we're not gonna miss that trigger. That one cannot be allowed to pass. A good deck is too good. Can't allow that one to pass. So now I have things in hand to get more mana, but I need Guru again. Draw a card, play a land. So zombies is gonna be how I die this time, ladies and gents. Zombies. Oh, it's almost 1 AM in the morning here. It's kind of cool. It's almost time for me to normally get off of work. Okay, I got a card liberated. I would say if my opponent does not have force, the absolute best thing to do is to go ahead and force get Tron back online. That's 2, 4, 6, 8 damage that can be done to Karn here. So Karn came out with 12 counters. Feel of the Dead is the main win condition at this point. 2, 4, 6, 8 damage. 3 will bring Karn to 9. Running 6 can ping Karn for 1. Then Karn would be dead. Or I could just go up on Karn. Thinking going up on Karn is the best option here. Just to eat away at their hand and remove all counter spells. If any. Misty Rainforest is what they decided to give me here. I think maybe if he had mana in hand, he would actually, if he had a counter spell in hand, he would actually have left something open for Karn Liberated actually. But there wasn't really anything else for me to do with Karn at this point. Now everything has to attack Karn. Otherwise, I will be able to Arrow comes from hand. So he's drawing one mystery card here again. Played another land as well. Hero of Dominaria. So we can put Karn on inside my library, third card from the top. Or he's thinking about doubling season probably. Only counter spell I could see him holding up at this point is Mana Leak. Or a spell like that that causes me to pay extra mana. But I am not worried about that right now because I have enough mana on board to deal with it. One seems to be thinking hard here about what to do. Yep, Karn went back to my library. So they have no counter spells. It's all up to what I draw at this point. Alright, so I'm playing the good deck here. Good deck, give me a good card. Oh. Good deck gives me a good card. I can live with both of Nissa because I get to see three cards. Let's see here. It's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. I'm 1 mana short of using Karn's ultimate ability. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So no matter what I do here, I'm gonna lose. Unfortunately. Well, at least let's let my opponent think. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See if my opponent gets sidetracked here and goes for Karn. I don't think they will. They're also making more zombies, so should see the fact that they won this game. But we'll see. Second on to me in this game. Okay, so not much that we could do there. I do know, however, that Silent Arbiter would be good now because it can stop all the zombies and make only one able to attack. But it's also a very vulnerable target that can get bounced and destroyed and exiled and everything else in between. Definitely not keeping this hand or this one. One's debating if they should mulligan as well. And I'm gonna keep this hand. See, put a Hiri on the bottom with the forest and say go. No force. Nice. So turn 3 I can go get Tron online. Alright, let's see if next turn. Guess maybe I should have just used Expedition Map. Because my opponent could be playing a card named the Tail's End. It counters the ability of the activated ability of something. Okay, nice. My opponent doesn't do it. That's very fortunate for me. I should have definitely not left that opportunity on the table for them. Let's go start playing the good cards. Karn said he's a good card and he wants to be played. You mad? Okay with that. Next turn. That's one card out of his hand, but he's the 8 cards in hand. Now still scouting Tarn. I think this is the longest matchup I've played. Yep. Uro comes out. Uro said he's the good card, and Uro goes to the grave afterwards. Plays land, Uro goes to grave. Alright, let's try this awesome card once more. And it resolves this time. Let's go get something. What I want to go get is Grass Digger's Cage. Because it keeps the good card stuck in the good card owner's graveyard. Nice. That resolved. Let's cast this. I don't really want to burn through it here for a green just because I could draw into a Dublin season. Or an Oath of Nissa. after using it. So the good card is stuck in the good card owner's library. That's very good. Mystic Sanctuary bringing Remand back. Okay, so let's see what I need to do. I need to destroy his lands. Forest, island, plains. So that would be 4 lands that I could potentially destroy here. Here up Dominaria comes out. Let's see what he does here. Oh, let's turn off auto heals. He's just untapping 2 lands for remand. That's good though, I guess. So he's going to be playing a remand here. For sure. Let's use this first. Now that I have a 7 scrying. Got a tower. Let's see if he counters this. I highly doubt he will. At this point, the only one I need to get is a mine. Looked like you really had to think about that. Uro's off the table as a win condition. I need to get Hero of Dominaria off the table. But just off the table is not good enough. I'm going to go get a mine here. Then after getting the mine, I'm going to use this to go get... Ooh, the big man that destroys lands is not in the deck right now. But what I can go use is 2, 4. I didn't put a land down yet. I could use a Thrine Temporal Gateway and sneak Win to play. And then exile his Hero of Dominaria. I think that's a very solid play here. Ah, thank you, Dr. Strats. That's some next level thinking right there, man. I did not think about that. But liquid metal coating, I think he's probably not going to even think about countering that, honestly. Well, let's see. It's too cheap for him to use Remand on it because I could cast it over and over. Spell Snare. Okay, I'm fine with that. I did not play a land yet, so now let's try to see if the good card resolves. Or if he has Force in hand. Nice, the good card resolves. Exile everything that is 5 or less. And pass to the next turn. So that means that he has no counter spells in hand. This is game 3. Me and him are 1-1 so far. I won the first game with Nahiri doubling season, ultimating into Emrakul. Second game he won with his zombies, of course, like usual. And this is the third game. We're both pretty low on time though. I have 8 minutes, he has 7 minutes. I'm gonna yield until my turn at my draw. Because I don't know why he's complaining. He's playing the good deck. He's being a little salty right now in the chat. He said, I must use the other combo because my draws are cheating. Let's see what we draw into though. Apparently, my deck would be doing Tron things and doubling season Tron Walker things. So yeah, my opponent was being salty there and saying that I must use my combo to win, not use Tron because Tron is cheating basically. Hey man, I'll take the Tron things win. So since you missed out on the start of the stream, I went against Prowess Burn. You know, difficult matchup for Tron. And then right after going against Prowess Burn, I went against Prowess Burn again. Another difficult matchup for Tron. I think, yeah, both of them I lost 0-2. I got to the point where literally I was set up. One game I even played the Trinisphere and everything, so I did everything perfectly awesome. And my opponent was just still able to just deal the damage and win. Hey man. Hey, you win some, you lose some, right? Going against Prowess Burn. That's a majority of the time a loss. But the fact that now I know how to play against the Burn deck, and I also understand the fact that I'm just not capable of being super competitive against Burn deck, I'm fine with that. Okay. I will be right back. Okay, on the opponent when they run away. We got him. Hopefully we caught a good one. Worm coil engines. Said coiling engines of worm. Can't say I've ever heard it referred to as that before. That's a new name for the worm coil. Mulligan this hand. Mulligan this hand as well. Wow, some phenomenally bad hands here. Dang, look at that. Well, I think we keep this one. Don't have much of a choice here. But I'm gonna choose to keep 2 lands, of course. My opponent's playing Lurus, so it could potentially be Burn. If it's Burn, not playing non-Tron land, I'm dead anyways. Well, guess I'll still tell them good luck, have fun. Yeah, the star seems like the best option, honestly. Oh. Oh, they're actually playing black. Surprised they didn't use a Thoughtseize there. You know, take away all my good options. You know what's funny? My opponent responded and said, "You too." I don't think the appropriate response after somebody saying good luck, have fun is you too after you see the mulligan down to 2 cards. Nice, I got a Sylvan Scrying. I will absolutely take advantage of that. Doubling season? Not the card I wanted, but I'll take it. Okay, let's see. Opponent's playing this. Opponent's playing vampires. This one's 2-cost vampire. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's fair to assume that we're playing a lot more 2-cost vampires. And that. What do you think here? Another piece of Tron or a Blast Zone? Or a Forest? I don't think it really matters which one I choose here, so figure I'll throw the option out there to you. Tron land. Okay, so power plant or mine? You say it doesn't matter. Alright, let's go with the mine. Let's stick this stuff off for now. I was hoping you'd choose because then when I didn't get the other one, I would be saying, oh man, if I had only chosen the other one like I wanted to, but it wouldn't have been the truth. Looks like my opponent's playing a lot of these vampires. A lot of these vampires, so since a lot of 2-cost vampires are coming into play, we can expect next time to get Blast Zone instead. What is this? A Butcher Goal? It says he has Undying. So maybe he dies and comes back as a vampire somehow and he gets counters. I'm kind of a little excited to see how my opponent's deck works. Yep, he just sacrificed it. And it has Undying. Whenever another vampire... Oh, whenever they die. Okay. Okay, so whenever vampires die, these things get counters. That makes sense. But so far, all their cards seem to be 2 mana cost, which is amazing for Blast Zone. Alright, well, the odds are saying we should have grabbed a Forest. I think the Forest is just what would have been the better play because, let's see, I have 4, 8, 12, like 12 plus cards in my deck that need green. So for future reference, the better option, if I don't get Tron mulligan down to 2, is always going to be to get a Forest. But dang, look at that. Do you see that? Just flex the Tron for a second. So choosing the Tron land that I chose, which was the mine, obviously seems to have paid off. The downside is we have nothing in hand to answer my opponent this time. That's 3, 6, 8 damage. If I had Ugin the Spirit Dragon, I would be in very good shape right now. Dang, man. Missed by a little bit. Unfortunate. Alright, let's see. Okay. Honestly, I did not know about going less than 4 cards. But now that you've mentioned that, I appreciate it, and I will try my very best to adhere to that rule. Submit. Honestly, that's not even something that I was thinking about before. But now that you've mentioned it, I will make sure to keep it on my radar. So, what do you think about this hand? Like, I have the Oath, I have the means to play the Oath, and I have an Expedition map. Potentially get Tron. would you say to keep this hand? Or just mulligan? And try to get natural Tron? I guess what I'm really trying to gauge here is my opponent's deck slow enough to where I can play this slow. Okay, I'll give it a keep. Honestly, I was not playing to try to keep slower hands like this before, because what I was trying to do is to literally just always get to turn 3 Tron, like every single time. That was my absolute goal in life, turn 3 Tron. Oh, Grave Crawler, I can live with that. I thought he was about to cast the Thoughtseize, because then he could have taken the Oath, which would have put me in a slightly worse position. Alright, so obviously keeping this hand is a win. I'm gonna ignore the Ugin here at this point because I'm trying to get Tron online first. If we do get Tron online on turn 4, I'm thinking what I can go get at that point is going to be Platinum Angel, makes me not lose the game. Silent Arbiter, so only one of his creatures can attack. Then Ensnaring Bridge, I'll have tons of option if we get to that point. Well, I think actually what we'll end up doing is doubling Season Tameo. So I have a power plant tower, now I need a mine. So next turn I'll have exactly 8 mana available. So since I'll only have 8 available, I'm just gonna cast Karn Grey Creator. And then the turn afterwards I'll play Interplanar Beacon and I'll have 9. Then I will be able to pull off the combo. Yes, I play 4 off all the Tron lands. Okay, so now I go ahead and make it to where only one of his creatures can attack next turn. The thing though is Silent Arbiter is what makes only one of his creatures attack, and it's a 1/5. And since it's a 1/5, he'll have to kill it in order to get through it. And I also have exactly enough mana to cast it. And the issue with the bridge is, right now everything he has gets under the bridge. So the thing is, a 6/6, I'm not worried about because, let's see, whenever a Blood Artist or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So he can sack all his creatures to this thing to make it bigger. And make this bigger as well. But the thing is, only one of his creatures will be able to attack, so next turn, since I'm gonna use the ultimate anyways, I should be able to pull off the win pretty easily. My opponent had played 2 Blood Artists here, I would be in not too good of a position. Yeah, he can recast the Gravecrawler, but at this point in time, he doesn't have the mana to finish me off. Let's go ahead and skip all these triggers. Yeah, I guess I'll do it next game. So he can attack with a 2/2. He's attacking Karn as well. Let's go ahead and block that. I guess he can keep sacrificing creatures here until he can get up to the point he can kill the Arbiter. But I'm not worried about it because... Let's skip the triggers. I'm not worried about it because he'll lose next turn anyways. Dang man, this combo goes off pretty amazingly though. Like, one thing that I'm seeing here is that it's super weak to Blast Zone because everything is 2 converted mana cost. The only thing that is not is this Carrion Feeder. Yeah, you called it. You are absolutely right. Nice, I got Jace. Okay. So I won this game. Unless he plays a Force of Negation. I'll be mind blown if that happens. He's not scooping yet. If he scoops, then he's a pretty daggone good player. Nope, he didn't scoop. Now he's probably looking at this activated ability like, what the heck? Let's make things get a little crazier around here. Well, I think in a way he feels like this game can be won still. But let's... I actually messed up there. I got Jace instead of something else. But it's fine. I'll still be able to win. Where's the Carrion Feeder at? I actually grabbed the wrong Planeswalker. I thought I had something else, but it's fine. I'll still figure something else out. I feel like I end up having to reveal too much of my deck though, which is not good. This is just backup to make sure I can't lose the game. I have no mana on board. But I can go ahead and do this. Cast Kind. I'm gonna go get Chromatic Warrior and cast it, and then I'll have mana on board. So then I could go ahead and draw 2 cards and see if I get another Planeswalker to restart the combo again. That's Chromatic Warrior. Alright, cast that. Then go ahead and cast this. And cast this. Alright, let's go ahead and use the draw card. Okay, not a card that I wanted this time. Another card. Also another card I wanted this time. So let's go cast Tamio. I think I'm gonna go ahead and fetch a Blast Zone as well. Or that's probably overkill. So I can attack him for 15, he has a sacrifice 6 things, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he'll have 1 thing remaining alive. Yeah, I'm not trying to reveal more of my deck than I need to. You are absolutely right. That one real more of my deck because at this point in time he knows I'm playing Tron and he knows I'm playing Planeswalkers. But he might think I don't have a way to win in one turn. So let's exile whatever he's potentially gonna have left here. So that'll be 2, 4, 5, 6 permanents left over. Okay. I'll go ahead and say it's fair to say I can just attack now. One thing I could have done as well is I could have used Jace to make it to where whenever a creature deals damage, I get the draw card. But I missed that. Not that it really matters here. Opponent should just go ahead and scoop here. But look at this, man, making me lose so much life. Like, getting a doubling season. I mean, getting what's the name? Last zone out after a doubling season. Putting it to 2 counters and then being able to sack it would just be a godsend. So, opponent there. Let's win this game in a funny way. I just want to do this. It's not every day you get to lose to your own creature, right? This will be a match you'll never forget. If that didn't win the game, I could just recast Emrakul and take an extra turn. Okay. So what here do I have that would be exceptional against the opponent? I'm thinking Platinum Angel would be good because I don't see him running spells in order to kill creatures. Because that would take away from him being able to play small zombies and have them come out on top because it just requires too much combo. So he's almost playing a zombie tribal deck. Like splashing in something to kill creatures like a Fatal Push or something seems realistic. But I don't think he's playing towards that end. Also, I'm thinking Wormcoil Engine might be good. Just because if it dies, it gives me 2 tokens to block for an additional turn. Also there, we've definitely saw the utilization of Silent Arbiter. And since it's totally a good card, I'm just going to say it's fair to say it should stay on the sideboard just because of that. Because since I'm going to be aiming to get cards, if I get a Silent Arbiter, I should be able to play the turn after and be in a pretty good position. Grafdigger's Cage would stop his creatures from being able to come back alive. So when they die, they actually stay dead. Snaring Bridge, but I think Ensnaring Bridge is kind of late game. If I have to use that, I might already be dead. Because he might have his combo set up already. Which, no, I don't have Wishblade Orb, I just have the Turbo Orb. And it only says entering the battlefield. So I have to take 2 cards out. I'm gonna say a Jace. And Nahiri. Because Nahiri does nothing against huge amounts of creatures. 37 seconds. Let's see, Liquid Metal, Trinisphere, Silent Arbiter, Graph Stickers. I think the Graph Stickers key is going to be the #1 thing to go get. Just because it stops the reoccurring creatures from entering the battlefield. I don't know. What does which Bane Orb do? Ouch. Definitely not a hand I can keep. Very colorful though. Very colorful. For sure a hand that I keep. I'm gonna put back a Doubling Season. So I'll turn 3 Platinum Angel. And if I'm not dead by that point, my opponent will have to find a way to kill it in order to win the game. Seems like a potential good win condition-ish. If you type exclamation mark card, oh no, play the Inquisition. Yikes. I guess I'll be playing a Star instead. And he also knows about the Angel now as well. For sure his deck seems to be playing more of a typical mono black style deck now. He doesn't know about the mine yet, so we're in pretty good position here still. Gravecrawler. Gravecrawler again. Well, let's put the tower out. I'm not gonna crack the star just because I'm gonna save it for Doubling Season. What does the flip side of this do? It just returns target creature card from any number of target cards. Convert a mana cost X or less. I think he went ahead and put Lurrus in hand. So since Lurrus is in hand, I gotta be wary of that now. Okay, now I suddenly have all the options on the board. I'm thinking now lock down his damage first with the silent. I cannot cast Silent Arbiter this turn. I think I just have to put Platinum Angel out because it makes the most amount of use of the mana that I have available. And let's see if he planned for it. Let's see, Lurrus says that he can cast a spell. Mana cost 2 or less. Lurrus says that he can cast a spell, so what I can do with Lurrus is I'm just not gonna block damage here. With Lurrus, if I use Trinisphere, it'll prevent him from actually casting spells from his graveyard unless he pays the mana cost. Permanence. I can go use the expedition map to go up on lands, but I'll still be at 7 still. I think that's the play here. Just because I need more mana. Just kind of risking it. What do you think? Should I do Doubling Season first or just use Karn first? Like, I think either way is fairly safe. But if I use Karn first, I can use, what's the name? Trinisphere. Make it to where he can only cast one spell per turn. Star draw check options. That sounds like a good play as well. Okay, what are my options? Options is Ancient Stirrings. So since my option is an Ancient Stirrings, if I don't use it, I lose the ability to use it. Or I could do Trinisphere route. So at this point, I think I'm either risking it for an Ugin the Spirit Dragon, or I'm trying to go the route of making sure my opponent does not play any more spells. I also think that Platinum Angel here is very vulnerable. So I'm not trying to rely on just Platinum for a win. With Doubling Season, I can't play Doubling Season and Karn at the same time, so it would just have to be Doubling Season by itself. Which seems good since my opponent does not have enough damage on the field to really threaten me at this point in time. So I'll take that route. Next turn I'll have mana for Doubling Season up along with... next turn I'll have mana for Karn along with another spell. So let's see. I think I might end up settling on a Karn... Walking Ballista next turn. So if I end up setting on a Walking Ballista next turn, I can basically ping all his creatures to death. Pithing Needle. Now he has to choose something. He chooses Karn here. I'm not sitting too well. Like, I could draw into an Ugin and just win the game. Exile everything that he has on the field and then just keep swinging for 4 damage and I'll eventually win. I think he's probably scrolling through the logs now trying to decide. Tamio, field researcher is his choice. Not bad, not a bad choice. I think I took Tamio out though. Yep. Oh no, I didn't. Typically I take Tamio out because she doesn't do enough. Alright, so Walking Ballista it is. Now he's probably going to be beating himself up that he didn't choose Karn Great Creator. Alright, Walking Ballista, here you are. So Walking Ballista for 4, which will mean it comes in with 8 counters because of Doubling Season. So start off by killing the good cards. Then move on to the not so good cards. And now go to attack. I think this pretty much wraps up the game here. He has to kill Platinum Angel. Then deal 5 points of damage to me. Does he cast another spell? Ah, okay, so he's bringing that back. Well, I guess I can still snipe all of them. I don't think he can cast the other Gravecrawler in response though. Like at this point, I don't really even care if the Walking Ballista dies. Because I can just go fetch another option next turn. Don't let Ballista die. Ouch. Blood Chief's Thirst. I ended up skipping priority there, and that's what made the Ballista die, which means that he does have options for Platinum Angel, so I have to be a little bit weary of my life. Okay, still getting more lands here. Well, let's see what we can get from the sideboard that changes the position here again. If I get... What's the name of the card? Chromatic Ori, I can set all my mana, so I can use mana as if it was mana of any color. That seems like a good play here in my book. Playing our bridge. Oh man, you're absolutely right. Playing our bridge is hands down the best play because I have exactly enough mana to play it and activate it, which means I can start my combo off and win the game. Alright, let's see how long my opponent sits through this. Hey man, it's a little hard to focus when you're the one playing the game, if you know what I mean. Oh, I can't even do my unlimited combo. Well, nice. So, overall, 3-2 victor. With the help of some of the best people in the Magic Gathering community out there. Seeing them 1000 IQ plays that, you know, the guy who invents the deck misses. So yeah, pretty good game. I'm pretty pleased with the results. Get my 100 play points back. Some qualifier points. I guess since you obviously helped, you know, we finish this game off, I'll go ahead and crack this on stream and see what I end up with. Okay, who's posting a bunch of stuff? You're right. I am more focused on what they're doing than my plan because the main reason why is I'm playing Tron and turn 3 Karn doesn't win the game unless you know how to completely stop your opponent. So taking that perspective with Karn, Great Creator, Karn Liberated, and Ugin the Spirit Dragon, I've played this deck before with just those 3 Planeswalkers and been able to go 3-2. Just because I know what my opponent's trying to do when I try to shut it down. So it's kind of easy for me to get misled into focusing too much on what they're doing and end up not seeing my best possible plays. So you are 1000% right about that, and I'm gonna have to make sure I work on trying to fix that. I appreciate you pointing it out though. I am combo, not control. But the thing is, I play based off of what cards are in my hand for the most part. Like if you give me any hand, I can tell you exactly what's the best thing to do. But at the same time, when the cards aren't in my hand and I have to go to my sideboard, that's like a completely different realm. I end up like almost solely focusing on how to stop my opponent, which is exactly what you just pointed out. And I didn't realize it really. Like in my game against my opponent just now, I was actually still focused on trying to stop him from doing anything. Like, even if you had said, hey, just destroy all those lands, I would have been 1000% on board because I couldn't see past just shutting his deck down. But I'm gonna open this treasure chest booster and see what we get. Alright. Sometimes you gotta risk it. And 10 play points on this lady. I don't think she's worth anything though. Discard a legendary card, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I can imagine, man. Alright, let's see if this thing is worth anything. It's only worth like 39 ticks. I mean, 0.39 ticks, not 39. 39 would be a huge sum. This is only worth like 2 cents. Okay. Rampant growth. Nah, hold up counters or in direction. Hey man, for me, I tried to play control deck one time. And then I didn't try to play control deck after that. Control is just not for me. It's just like I get it, but it just isn't fun. And I end up just jamming a whole bunch of the best counter spells and magic in there, and just putting all the best spells together surprisingly does not make you the best control deck out there. Though I think at this point I've played against Uro and Oma so much that I could probably just easily, very easily just play the deck. Like I've that and Primeval Titan. I think I've lost against it so much, I just know what to do against it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna change my stream title real quick. Hey man, I am completely down. If you send me a challenge, I will accept it. Gotcha. Actually, you think I should have chosen to get another land there. But Ugin normally shuts down Stoneforge Mystic decks anyways. So I'm hoping I end up drawing into another land. You should keep mana up to activate Stoneforge. This kind of mana screwed here. I'm gonna say it's safe to say that I can go ahead and play a Trinisphere. And it will set him back even more to where now he has to get another mana for whatever else he's trying to do. Trinisphere, where you at? I'm mainly doing that because I'm not worried about damage killing me. Spell Pierce, obviously, yeah, you wanted to counter that. I did not swing a kind there. And best option here is to try going up on mana. And potentially using, let's see, I can use 2 mana. Let's go get a tower again. So next turn I'll be able to cast Ugin the Spirit Dragon. This turn, let's go ahead and cast Night Fury. Correction, Karn Liberated. Brother of Karn Great Creator. Another Spell Pierce. Let's go fetch something else again. This time I want to fetch Sundering Titan. Because now next turn I could potentially destroy all his lands. I'm really surprised there he did not put a Batter Skull down. Alright, Karn is dead. Alright, let's try now for this Sundering Titan. Maybe I should do only Ugin first, just because of Spell Pierce. I think I'll only do Ugin first because of Spell Pierce. That way if I go up on lands again next turn, then I can do it more comfortably. Also, Ugin will completely destroy Stoneforge. Mana Leak, so counters at 100% now. So if I play the Sundering Titan, for sure it would have gotten countered. I think his big thing now is he absolutely can't tap out, and the most damage he can deal to me per turn is only 1. Okay, now he's dealing 3 damage to me, so I have a 6-7 turn clock. Discard a card. Let's get rid of Oath. I don't need it, but I want it. Alright, let's try for... We're gonna Spirit Dragon again. I don't think I'm gonna sideboard anything against the Marine. Because he has Path to Exile, bunch of counter spells. I feel like I'm in a good position against them. And the more he does not know what to expect, the easier it'll be for me to try to get ahead. Absolutely keeping this hand. I have a turn 3 card Great Creator I'm looking at. Extremely good. Also, after that, I can progress into Dulling Seal and then ultimating a Planeswalker. I expect turn 1 Expedition to get countered here. No counter on it? Okay, I'm happy with that. Here, if he has a Tail's End, that would be bad, but I'm gonna stop on his turn to fetch. That way, if he has Tail's End, he cannot use it on my turn, which means that since he'll be using it on his turn before his draw step, he'll be tapping all his mana out first. Get up to the plant here. That's turn. Remove this stop over here. Also, he's prioritizing playing basic lands this time. Okay. On my turn, he taps 3 mana of Vermilion Click. Or Vendilion Click. Here he has plenty of choices, none of them being good choices. If he chooses Karn or Karn, I'm going to use the other Karn to get rid of Vendilion Click. So we chose that kind. And let's get a power plant. No force of negation, no force of negation, no force of negation. Nice. Nice, let's go get a walking ballista. Ballista, ballista, ballista right here. Ballista for 1. Let's get rid of his Vendilion click. That way he cannot kill my Karn. Let's go ahead and play this to get some green mana on the battlefield for next turn so I can cast Doubling Seed. Okay, he doesn't do anything here, just passes back to me. Okay with that. Has 4 mana untapped. Let's go ahead and use this. I think getting a Trinisphere is the right option here. Seems to be the card I go to now very, very often. Or the Titan might be a good option. I know he's running counter spells, so I think I'm gonna go Titan first. Even though I kind of expected to get countered. Also, if he doesn't counter it, I destroy 3 of his lands. Nice. Almost winning. Huh? Okay, let's see. Alright, I'm just waiting for strats to come back in the channel, and then I'm gonna head off of here and go watch some anime. Then go to sleep. Just so I can, get some good rest for tomorrow's work day. And Dr. Strats wants to play again, I'm down. Okay, let's see here. Not keeping this hand. I think what Strats was saying earlier about my hand being able to get Tron easily. If I end up drawing a hand that sees potential to get Tron very easily, I should just go ahead and stick to that hand. Because at least I know I'll have Tron by turn 4. So whereas I was mulliganing down to try to get Tron on turn 3 before, I should stop doing that. Because when it works, it's amazing, and when it doesn't work, I just ought to lose the game. Which has been the case a few times over. Alright, so here I drew into a Karn Liberated, which is amazing. Maybe I should have played the Ancient Stirrings first with the Forest, but I'll chalk that up as a missed opportunity. Because I could. Ugin's Bear Dragon doesn't quite do it here. Sylvan Scrying, that is very tempting, but I can't use it yet. Let's go to Ancient Stirrings first. Does he counter? Like Ancient Stings is great at digging for lands, but at the same time, it's terrible for planeswalkers. Setting my combo up, so losing it first is not a huge problem to me. If I had lost my Oath of Nissa first, though, that, on the other hand, would be something I needed to absolutely pay attention to. So, threw out a bait spell there and it worked. I have a power plant. Let's get this tower in the order. Pass turn to Dr. Stats. Ah, Dr. Stats. Stacks. Stacks. Stuff. That's a weird name to say. Okay. Alright, opponent, you go. Oh man, I'm getting tired. Alright, let's see if we can be allowed to fetch here. Keep in mind, this hand started out with 2 lands in it, a power plant and a tower. I need to go get a mine. A mana leak. Okay, that's very good, very good, very good indeed. I think the pressure he's feeling over there is trying to stop Tron. And literally that's all that I'm doing at this point, just Tron things. Let's see, do I draw into a fetch? If I play this, I make all spells cost 3 mana. Spell Queller. Let's put on his end. Now what that does for you all who don't know is it exiles the spell that was on the stack if it's converted mana cost 4 or less, and whenever Spell Queller dies, I can cast that spell for free. Ooh. Actually, this thing says whenever Spell Queller leaves the battlefield. Okay, Spell Queller has 3 defense. I'm gonna say so. Sabotage tested as a decoy is not a good play. But putting more counters on doubling season is, I mean, on last zone is not a bad play at all. Yeah, I think I'll just do that now. So I have a 5-6 turn clock. Oh, so I'll absolutely take it. Draw a lot of possibilities are endless. Even though we want them to stop at a Urza's mine. Okay, another tower. Let's go ahead and uptick on Blast Zone again. Just because we can. Like, I'm surprised my opponent has not played a Stoneforge Mystic yet. Like, that would just put them in a very, very different position. Because the turn after, I know that a Basilisco is going to be in the battlefield, or a Sword of Feast and Famine, or Fire and Ice, or whatever other crazy equipment he wants to use. So next turn, I can go ahead and kill his Spell Queller, if I so choose. I think killing the Spell Queller has to wait though. I have to see what I draw into first. Oh, nice. I can live with this. I should know what I'm gonna go get here. Okay, 1 second. Yo, what's up? Shoot, me take whatever. Uraga, whatever, go get food. Alright, you take whatever, go get Mickey pizza go work tomorrow. I'll eat pizza on Monday whenever. Honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich meal with no honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich meal with no cheese and no butter on the bun. That's it. The meal. What's up? Where? Where some? Yeah. I thought they seem that do not. That them get like 99% that time. uh, shoot, I stream it there, I stream. Alright, still on the reach. Okay, let's see. For all y'all that stuck around, y'all got to hear me talk Jamaican. My brother's here visiting for his birthday. And they are going to Whataburger to buy some food, so I would just let them know what I want. Alright, Spell Queller again. I probably should have left Blast Soul on top so I could have gotten it 3, but missed opportunities there. So my opponent can deal 2, 4, 5 damage to me next turn. and 5 damage to me the turn after, and then win the game. Probably gonna play an equipment and attach it. Attach, what's the name? Sword of Feast and Famine. Thought he was gonna do the Batter Skull route. Does Batter Skull deal more damage? Knowing it was coming to the end of the game, I probably should have played a little bit differently. Discard a card, discard card. Let's see what I draw into. If I get Tron online, then I can try to win the game here. If he Cryptics and bounces Power Plant back to hand, there's no way I can come back. Then look at the top card of my library. Make sure it's not a good card. Yup. Let's see if he chooses wisely here. If he puts it on the bottom, that's good, because then it's a gamble if I get Tron online. Ah, he put it on the top. Alright, that game, I was perfectly positioned to completely and utterly destroy him and everything that he was doing. But he just kept me off of Tron just long enough to deal enough damage to win. That's pretty good. So I would say after the first game, he had only one more counter in hand. I think because I was playing so heavily for Tron that game, that's why he was able to win. Because he just had to keep me off of Tron enough. And that ultimately made it to where I couldn't win the game. Let's see, what is going on? Alright, come on. I guess he's seriously thinking about sideboarding here. Okay, game number 2 against Dr. Stacks. Yes, I want to go first. I'm definitely not keeping that hand. This hand is just a hair better. If it was 2 hairs better, I would keep it, but it's just a hair better. This hand is leaps and bounds better than most other hands I've seen so far. Let's keep this. Get rid of Blast Zone, get rid of Interplanar Beacon. Correction. Get rid of Interplanar Beacon, Jace. Power Plant, Expedition, Map, Faster. Here, I'm definitely gonna fetch on my turn. Because he doesn't have the mana open to use Tail's End. Let's see, I have a tower, power plant on your mine. Let's go. So he's gonna be rocking a bunch of counter spells here. Probably some land destruction. But let's start out with the big man himself. Or the big man at this point in time. Karn. Greek creator. It's probably debating if he should let me go. Have it go through or to counter it. Because if he had Stoneford, I think he might have put it out. Also, he might be thinking that I have Iron Liberated to follow up next turn, which I quite possibly could have. Truth is, I do not know yet. Looks like he's gonna decide to counter. Okay, Noctur stats. Vetoes. Dovin's veto? I cannot say I was expecting that, but that's cool-ish. Now I can go get a Cascading Cataracts that allows me to play any Planeswalker that I want. So I'm still sitting in a good position here of let's go ahead and fetch. Cascading Cataracts right here. Last turn. Not good. I can use this for a green. Cancel all that. There's no reason to do that. I should have played Blast Zone first and got it up to 3. But since I missed that opportunity, let's go ahead and pass turn. I don't want to go fetch and then yep, it's a HEB hoodie. It's a HEB warehouse shirt. The hoodie is actually inside my room. Wow. Okay. What made you decide to leave the company? If you don't mind me asking. I absolutely do live in Texas 1000%. I've been working for HEB now for 8 years. This is actually my 8th year, and I just got my 4 weeks of vacation time. Or 3 weeks of vacation time, my bad. By the way, True, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you stopping by and showing some support to the channel. Earlier, I played a modern league and I ended up going 3-2. The two games I lost were against Prowse Burn both times. So that was unfortunate, but hey, Prowse Burns is kind of realistic for trying to lose against it. Though they were pretty close games, I almost got to where I could shut them down and win. But I just couldn't quite get there. Okay, I got you. So you left for better opportunities. That's always awesome. For me though, HEB is what it is for me. I am from Jamaica initially, but I've come now to make a life in Texas. I'm actually from Killeen, Texas. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with that area. It's like in the middle of Dallas and Houston and Austin, so it's like central to everywhere. See, I'll keep this hand. I don't need Nahiri the Harbinger. I do not need doubling season as of yet. And I'll go with that. You wanted more headaches in your life? Okay, end up drawing into a doubling season again. That's cool. Let's see. Hey man, I don't think any Jamaicans come to America and they say, oh, America sucks. The only people that say America sucks is Americans. I'm just being realistic here. Only Americans think America sucks. I've been other places, been to other countries since I'm in the military, and America is amazing. I can say one thing though, America is so amazing to where it's like all the people are pleasantly very fluffy in America. That's a nice way to put it, but yeah, pleasantly very fluffy. In other countries, they're the complete opposite of that. So yeah, America must be doing something right. I think I'm just gonna go for a blast zone. I mean for a doubling season here. Actually, I'll go for Karn because he doesn't have enough mana to counter Karn. Make it to where I can't pay mana to get out of it because I have 3 mana on that. Yeah, that's also right. There are a lot of people out there who are on unemployment who don't want to get jobs. And to some extent, I don't blame them. To some extent. They said you got baby weight from 3 years ago. I mean, from 31. Oh man, from 30 years ago. Hey, bro. That baby weight be hard to get rid of sometimes, man. I completely understand it. Alright, let's go give him a spell to counter here. I'm gonna go with a liquid metal coating. I'm just trying to bait him to use up all his counter spells. And after he does that, then I might be able to run away with this game. Just because I have so many threats available in my deck. So that's what I'm hoping happens here. But he's a pretty decent player and he knows my deck fairly well, so he should know what to and not to counter. But I think in this case he just has to do it because he's trying to keep his lands alive. So, but okay. So me being somebody who's in the military, I can say for sure, hands down, the things that you see go on in the US, you basically never hear about that anywhere else in the world. Like, think about that stuff happening in China, you literally almost never hear about stuff like that in China. That's because the freedom of the people is completely different from the US. So America does have its problems, but people can openly and freely express themselves 1,000%. Which that's not something you could do anywhere else in the world. Like me being from Jamaica, there are some things that can't really be expressed in Jamaican culture as freely as here in America. And in America, it's like the complete opposite. The only one thing I can say about America, though, is when Americans think something is right, if anybody else thinks that it's wrong, it's like America gangs up on them until they say it's right. I know that sounds kind of bad, but I feel like it's kind of true. America's kind of a bully. Just a little bit. Not enough to really cause like major damage, but when it comes to freedom and stuff of that sort, America tends to be kind of a bully. Okay, let's go get some more threats here to keep the pressure on. I think at this point he only has one spell left in hand. So one more counter and then he's gonna be top decking. So if he top decks into a land, he's kinda screwed. But he's been holding me off Tron this entire time, so that's amazing. Okay, I think he might end up killing me with infect damage, as funny as that sounds. Alright, let's go get Karn liberated out here. See if we can get him to make a debut entrance. He has a mana leak, so he definitely went hard on the counters this time. I think he might have increased the amount of counters, or maybe that first game he just didn't draw well. But yeah. Obviously countered a lot of great spells so far. I have never been to Australia, so I cannot speak on that too much. Alright, let's see. Ugin Spirit Dragon, your turn to shine. Alright, later. Thank you for the support again. Now, I appreciate the follow, True. Counter draw. Well, I guess when Strats knows my deck, it makes it extremely difficult for me to get ahead here. So Australia. Like, there are a lot of things that other countries do, and they're extremely successful at it. Like, say, for example, in Canada, I know once this whole COVID thing hit, what they started doing in Canada is they made it to where every person would get a paycheck every month, so they would all be able to pay their rent and everything and still survive without feeling the need to have to go back to work because they are trying to provide for their families. So that's one thing that Canada did that the US did not do. But at the same time, doing that means that you kind of leave it open for a lot of people to take advantage of the system. But at the same time, I will say, in the US, I am working for HEB and our workload has gone up by 20-something%. Our hire and fire rate is through the roof. I mean, like, just through the roof. And I'm gonna play this and then destroy the Pity Needle so I can use Karn again. But yeah, because our hiring and firing rate is through the roof, it means that people don't actually want to work. If people don't want to work, you can't make people work. Alright, let's see. I'm thinking I only have 5 mana. I think I just have to get Chromatic Warrior here, even though I cannot cast it this turn. I work at the warehouse, but even with the stores having new hours and everything, their rate of making money and just overturning is still through the roof. So yeah, at the stores, people are having more opportunities. Well, at the warehouse, we're hiring and people are quitting. Like maybe 5, 6 people a week quit, hiring like 10 people a week. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So the opportunity to work and have a good job is absolutely there. Having a really good paying job for the area that is there, but people don't want to take advantage of that. And that's not something anyone can make anyone do. But opportunity is there, and as long as opportunity is there, it's all on the person to take advantage of it. Like for me, since I'm coming from Jamaica, I see people on the streets a lot, and I think to myself, hey, you know what? I could be on the streets, but I chose to work hard and actually move forward in life. And let's see, now I'm 27 years old. I bought a duplex 2 years ago. So 2019, I bought a duplex. And that's just because I saved my money and I was smart about spending it. So 2019, I bought a duplex. And ever since buying the duplex, I've just been tuned into finances, trying to figure out how I can get ahead more. So because that's what I'm constantly tuned into, I know that there's opportunity out there for everyone. But at the same time, you actually have to work to get it. Because I have 3 jobs at this point, and I'm trying to make this streaming thing into something that I could potentially make money out of. And whenever I do get to that point, I am going to, hey, pretty much have another job, right? I live in Killeen, Texas. It's kind of central Texas for the most part. Okay, so he can deal 7, 8 damage to me next turn. You live in Temple? Do you work at the HEB warehouse by any chance? I actually work in Temple at the warehouse, the HEB warehouse. Did you find my channel on... Okay, you work in Austin. Did you find my channel on somebody's Discord, or did you just happen to be on here and saw it? Like, my outs to win this game now are to play Nicol Bolas Dragon God, and Doubling Season makes the counters double, so I can use Nicol Bolas' ultimate ability, which says that any player who does not control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. So let's see, the Blast Zone is in my graveyard. Alright, let's go ahead and try Nicol Bolas Dragon God. My only out at this point. Yeah, and then, oh man, that's pretty awesome. By the way, do you play Modern in real life as well? Or Magic the Gathering in general, I should say. Okay. Wow. I wonder why he did not concede. Like, if he has a legendary creature at this point, I say hats off to him, since he can flash it in. But Getting out of this position after Nico Bose goes off is, I think, impossible. Unless he has a Tails End to counter the ability. But I don't see that happen. Oh, yep, good game. Man, that was a close game though. He got me down pretty far. But yeah, if you play Modern, specifically Modern, because I don't dabble in Vintage yet. But if you play Modern, the deck that you see me playing on Magic Online, I actually own it in person, so I am down to play some games whenever you are, if that is something you want to do. Or if you just want to come here and hang out and watch me play some games on streams, by all means, I absolutely welcome the support. It's also nice to have someone here who's from the area that, knows what's going on and everything. By the way, since you say you work in Austin, has the COVID-19 system there been as bad as it is in Temple? I know at HEB we had one person who passed away, and it was one of the better leaders, to say the least, about him. So it's been pretty tough. Hmm. But it was also pretty crazy because the person that passed away was someone who was active in the military at first, and they had just gotten to the point to where they were getting in really good shape. So for someone like that to seemingly just end up catching COVID and passing away from it was mind-boggling for everyone who worked there. Like I heard when people found out, everyone at work was just quiet all day long. A lot of people don't take it seriously though, man. It's like I haven't been around my parents for like a year just because of not wanting them to catch it from me somehow. Like last time I went to visit my parents, they ended up getting sick. This is before COVID was announced and everything. My mom got sick. My three brothers got sick. My mom went to the ER. My brother went to the ER. And I know my dad was also sick as well. So we all probably had COVID at that point in time. Maybe they didn't catch it from me, but definitely was severe enough to where they had to go to the ER for it, complaining about not being able to breathe. So I don't want to run that risk anymore. I'd rather know my family's safe and not be around them all the time instead of being there and then worrying that I'm going to be the cause of something like that to happen. Hmm. But it's been a struggle, man. It has definitely changed the culture in the US for sure. Like streaming is now a main profession for a whole lot more people than it was before. Like I know there are some musicians and stuff who took to streaming, right? A little bit before COVID, and they've blown up. I've been seeing DJs DJing on, sets and everything, which if you don't really appreciate that kind of thing, it just looks ridiculous, but it's pretty cool when you think about it. But yeah, so COVID has changed life a lot. I can say for the military as well. It's been an extreme change. I haven't actually been in the presence of my military unit in physical person or physically in a year, like an actual full year. They have decided not to meet up just because they're trying to be safe. keep away from COVID, keep away from spreading it. But that's also because my company commander caught COVID. A whole bunch of people that work with him in his building caught COVID, like actually had COVID-19. So, say the least, they are not taking it lightly at all. And then with the way how the virus is still mutating and stuff, it's hard to say that next year we won't be in this exact same position again. And I think that is the scariest thing about it because no one knows when it's going to change. Man, hmm, man, yeah. Yo, Strats, where are you from again? Hmm. So with the online stuff, honestly, what I've learned is you just have to be super patient with them, and online stuff is too not personal. So because it's not personal, that I think that's why it's so much more difficult. So it's like the struggle is to find a way to make what they're learning actually be relevant to real life. Now, that can be as simple as, hey, if you learn how to do math and add 10 plus 10, you can go get a candy cane or something. So they need some kind of reward to make what they're learning online be relevant to real life. Otherwise, they are going to struggle with it a lot. Wow, so 8 years and nobody noticed? Well, man, when the professionals let you down, I, I don't even know what to say, honestly. I don't have any kids for myself personally. I was with a girl who had two kids, and I was helping her out with them, and the world of being a parent is vastly different from being single, and that's something I've come to learn now. Mm, okay, so my thing about learning is this. When it comes to school, it's not about them learning the material that they're presenting specifically, it's about the fact that they always keep learning something. Like with kids, they're literally learning from every single situation that's going around them or going on around them. So whether that be arguments or fights or educational stuff, they're always learning. So the main thing is you have to keep them learning. You don't necessarily have to keep them learning a specific material. As long as you keep them learning something new all the time, it makes their brain sharper to where it makes it to where they can learn things more easily. So I think one issue that a lot of parents are running into is when it's your kid and you're trying to teach them, you know they can do better and you know they know, but they're acting like they don't know. And it's like one of those things where they test your patience. So because it's kind of built into them, because, obviously they're your kid and they've been with you their whole life. Because they know that and they know when to push and when not to push, it's kind of a lot easier for them to test your patience because they know their limits. And I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of adults have because they end up getting to the point to where they're fed up with it and they just want it to stop. But like when I was helping with my ex's kids, I didn't get fed up and I didn't stop. I just incentivized them learning more. But that's something I could do because I wasn't the direct parent. And it's just like what Papa's saying here. He had a hard time learning things that didn't interest him. Yeah, you just have to find what they want to learn and let them run with it. I know that's difficult to say, but it's hmm, like one thing I was doing with the kids. I think they're 7 and 6. I actually started teaching them how to play Magic the Gathering. Now they didn't know how to read, and the oldest one was learning how to read. And what I would do is I would try to incorporate her sight words into playing Magic the Gathering, and like read off certain cards like Urza's Mind, Tower, and Power Plant. And I would tell her, hey, if you can get all these images right and read all these words correctly, I will give you some kind of reward. And she actually started learning how to play Magic because of that. Okay. All right. I'll catch you later on stream because it's 2:30 a.m. in the morning and I have like a 14-hour workday tomorrow. So I'm about to get off stream here in a little bit. I was just hanging out talking since the chat seemed pretty active. Also, I'm waiting for some food. It was my brother's birthday and he came down here to visit from Oklahoma. So waiting for them to get here so I can chill and hang with them for a little bit. Hmm. So, Stacks, what I would recommend is ask if he likes anything specific. Like, ask him what he likes. Like, I know I'm saying this not being the person in your situation, so I don't understand your level of frustration. I can just think about it from the perspective of I am someone that would have a renewed patience as far as trying to do everything all over again. Not really. Like, have you tried music and physical sports? Music and physical sports, physical activities of some sort? Hmm. Like, what I'm thinking in my head is you need to find something that he will obsess over. Like, actually get, like, super deep into learning about it. And that will kind of spark his. Mm, it would just kind of motivate him to want to learn more, if that makes sense. But I'm not sure what that's going to be in his case. Hmm. Guess I can't do it instead if I got to try harder. Hmm. I think you have to create some kind of incentive to where if he doesn't do it, then he doesn't get the reward. So if he's a quitter, then you have to make quitting be difficult, which is something kids normally learn in a social environment, which COVID sadly is preventing. Wow, he doesn't care about rewards? Hmm. Okay, so he doesn't care about any physical things for the most part. So the only other option that would be left on the table is emotional stuff. Which, us being guys, we are. I don't know about you, but I'm typically lacking when it comes to emotion type stuff, so I can't say too much on that end. Alright, I gotta go let my brother in. I'll be right back. Yo, what's up? What's up? Did you say that? Alright, I'm back. 20 minutes at a time? Man, I don't know. Yo, Stacks, I'll message you on let him know. Let's see if he wants to hop in front of the camera. Be live on Twitch for the first time in his life. Yo, Jonah. Oh? Was he asleep? Yo, Jonah. Wait, I don't know what kind of drink it is. Dang, it's Star drink. Oh, by the way, Snacks. Oh. Got Whataburger here, man. Best place in Texas. Yo, Jonah. Okay. Oh, by the way, we talk Jamaican, so we probably sound like we're talking completely different forms of English here. Yo, Juna, if you want to happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. No, thank you. I should say thank you, not happy birthday. Thank you, everybody.
You can't even hear them though.
No, they're talking over there.
Huh? What is it?
No.
Oh, yo, Rick, you read.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, every time.
You afraid?
This guy right here, my brother. Oh, they can't see what.
Oh, he got it all the way over here. I'm all the way over here. He got it all the way over here. Is it?
His brother's English.
No. Yeah, man.
Alright, so I'll catch y'all peeps later. Thanks for the birthday wishes.
Where y'all go?
You want some?
No. I don't know where he trying to run to. Hey, I like this. You close the door?
Yeah.
Alright, catch y'all peeps later. Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. Hope y'all have a good one. And thanks for hanging out. And thanks for the support.
Thank you for the birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it.